How are you? Are you fine? I'm sure you are fine and healthy, inshallah. And I'm sure you have studied the previous lessons. Today we are going to start a new lesson, okay? We are going to start the very last lesson of Unit 9. It's a review. And here they have reviewed reporting questions once again. And we are going to work on some examples according to the indirect speech, right? Like, making reporting questions in indirect speech. So, dear students, we already know from previous lessons that reporting questions are asked when we, want to narrate someone's question, right? کله چې موږ غواړو د یو بل چا سوال بل چا ته انتقال کړو یا ورته نریټ کړو ورته بیان کړو یعنی نقل قول یې کړو هغه صورت کې بیا reporting questions څخه استفاده کیږي. When we tell someone what another person asks, we use reporting questions. So let's start the lesson now. Dear students, it's page 113. Let's start it. Read, learn and remember. why ولولئ زده کړئ او په یاد یې ولرئ. البته unit 8 دی د نهم unit وروستی لوست دی بالکل. Let me check. Yes, it's the last lesson of unit 9. It's about reporting questions. So دلته موږ ته دوه ډوله راکړي. موږ په تیرو درسونو کې هم ویلي که چیرې زموږ سوالونه yes no questions وي in reported speech نو بیا چې کله دا موږ reporting question ته بدلو بیا دې صورت کې موږ if یا whether څخه استفاده کوو او که چیرې زموږ سوالونه WH questions وسي بیا دلته موږ د ځینې لغاتو څخه لکه asked, inquired, wanted to know and same like them د هغې څخه استفاده کوو. So let's start. Reporting questions. Yes, no questions in reported speech. Number 1. Do you speak English? Said the stranger. هغه stranger یعنی اجنبي شخص وویل چې ته انګلیش خبرې کوي. اوس که دا موږ reporting question ته بدلو په indirect شکل سره نو موږ وایو چې the stranger asked me if I spoke English or the stranger asked me whether I spoke English. صحیح ده؟ موږ ویلی دي چې موږ یو زمانه گذشته ته ځو. Number 2. The principal said, are you a student? مدیر وویل چې آیا ته یو زده کوونکی؟ The principal asked me if I was a student. The principal asked me whether I was a student. مدیر زما څخه پوښتنه وکړه چې آیا زه زده کوونکی وم یا نه. Number 3. Are you watching TV? said my friend. آیا ته تلویزیون ګورې؟ زما ملګري وویلې. My friend asked me if I was watching TV or my friend asked me whether I was watching TV. If or and whether they have got the same meaning, right? Number 4. Will you come at the party? ته به پارټي ته راشې؟ My cousin asked. طبعا دلته پاس نه ده لیکلی ولې کیدای شي همدغه که نه ویلی شو چې said my cousin. اوس که دا موږ reporting question ته بدله وایو چې my cousin asked me if I would come at the party. My cousin asked me whether I would come to the party or at the party. Now let's start the second part. Reporting questions regarding WH questions. صحیح ده؟ د WH questions لپاره بیا reporting questions موږ څنګه آماده کوو. Number 1. Where do you live? دلته ویلي چې ته چیرته ژوند کوې. د دویمې جملې نه ښکاري چې the new student asked که نه said the new student. نو نوي زده کوونکي پوښتنه کړې. نو که دا اوس موږ indirect speech ته بدلو reporting questions لپاره نو بیا موږ وایو the new student asked me where I live or lived. Listen, I had told you if you use live it is not incorrect according to the informal English language. You could say live, but if you say lived then this one is kind of more formal, right? Number 2. The principal said, what do you do in the playground? مدیر وویل چې ته به playground یا د لوبې په میدان کې څه کوې. نو دا که اوس موږ بدله ووایو چې the principal asked me what I did in the playground. ګورئ یو خو به تاسو تیر زمان ته ځئ. ګورئ زده کوونکو تاسو خو یو دا تیر زمان ته بدلوئ. صحیح ده؟ فعل مو راخلئ past tense ته یې بدلوئ. ترڅنګ یې تاسو به دغه سوال د مثلا چې په پوښتنه شوې ده دا سوال به تاسو بیا د جملې په توګه آماده کوئ. یعنې داسې به نه وایئ چې the principal asked me what did I do in my playground. تاسو به وایئ چې the principal asked me what I did. subject به بیرته مخته راوړئ. in the playground. که هغې رقم مو وایي که مشکل نشته but that is kind of informal, right? formally you have to put subject before the auxiliary verb or the main verb there in order to make a reporting question. Number 3, what will I do tonight, said my friend. زما ملګري ویل چې زه به نن شپه څه کومه. My friend asked me what I would do that night. Number 4, my father said, when are you going to bazaar? زما پلار ویل ته بازار ته کله ځې. My father asked me when I was going to bazaar. زما پلار زما څخه پوښتنه وکړه زه بازار ته څه وخت تلم. Now dear students, here's a task. It's about changing sentences to report a speech or to reporting questions. Here are 10 sentences. We are going to change every one of them, but I would give you some examples and then the rest will be your homework. Number 1, can you swim, said the swimmer. آیا ته لامبو وهلی شي؟ swimmer ویلې swimmer هغه څوک چې هغه لامبو وهي. نو ته به بیرته دا چې بدلی داسې به وایې. The swimmer asked if I could swim. Number 2, the teacher said, who is ready to explain the lesson? څوک آماده دی دې ته چې درس تشریح کړي. دا که تاسو بدلوئ چې WH دی نو تاسو وایئ چې the teacher inquired or wanted to know that who was ready to explain the lesson. ګورې د ورب په بدلولو کې تیر حالت ته وړلو کې لږ څه ټریکي دي دغه جملې نو لږ ډېر فوکس غواړي. Number 3, my mother said, where are you going? زما مور ویل ته چیرته ځې. نو دا که اوس بدلو وایو چې my mother asked where I was going. ګوره یو خو مو was ته بدل کې بل مو I کې یعنې چې موږ څخه یې پوښتنه کړې وه او د was څخه مو مخکې راوړو. Number 4, my mother said, do you go to the bazaar? زما مور ویل چې آیا ته بازار ته ځې. اوس ګورئ دا بدلو چې yes no questions دي یعنی yes no سره دې جواب بلکې دا دې کې موږ if یا whether اضافه کوو. My mother said if I went to bazaar, or my mother asked if I went to bazaar, or my mother said whether I went to bazaar. Number 5, the shopkeeper said, do you have a coin? دکاندار ویل چې آیا ته سکه لرې د سکې پیسو څخه هدف دی. The shopkeeper said if I had a coin. صحیح دی. Number 6, when will you go to Japan? said my uncle. زما کاکا ویل چې ته به جاپان ته کله لاړ شې. My uncle asked me when I would go to Japan. حتی دا هم کولی شو بیرته ویل استفاده کوو ولې ما تاسو ته ویل چې هغه په انفارمل لنګویج کې دی. Okay, number 7, my uncle said where are you going to stay in Japan? زما کاکا وویل چې ته به جاپان ته چې لاړ شې چیرته به پاتې کېږي. My uncle said where I was going to stay in Japan. Well, I already, changed every one of them. Only 3 are left and that is your homework. Dear students, on page 114 we have vocabulary list. Here are some nouns mentioned, some verbs mentioned, some adjectives and adverbs mentioned, right? And I'm damn sure I'm looking at every single word of this chart and I have given you all of them. I have translated all of these words and I hope you have learned all of them. So you can check it yourself. If there's any word difficult for you, you can ask me in the comment section. If you want to know more examples for them or their grammatical places, you can ask me in the comment section. So this was today's lesson, last lesson. In fact, the last lesson of Unit 9. We are going to start Unit 10 on the next day, inshallah. So dear students, till next lesson, Allah Hafiz.